She gave her heart to someone who shattered it. Her dreams, crushed. Her confidence, gone. But what if I told you that rock bottom was just the beginning? This is not just a story of heartbreak. It's a story of rising, of rediscovering your worth, of finding the courage to believe again. Because one day, yes, one day, life will change. And when it does, you won't just survive. You'll shine. The storm before the sunrise. Samaira Ranjan was once a woman full of dreams. Intelligent, ambitious, and deeply passionate about her work. She had everything going for her, until life pulled the rug from beneath her feet. A failed marriage left her shattered, not just emotionally, but spiritually. Her confidence was in tatters, her self-worth buried under the weight of betrayal and heartbreak. The man she had envisioned spending her life with had proven to be a mirage, his promises as fragile as glass. He had taken her unwavering loyalty and returned it with indifference, leaving her to sift through the wreckage of a life she no longer recognized. She had given her all to a relationship that didn't value her. And when it ended, it felt like the end of everything. Her world turned gray. The vibrant, driven woman she once was had disappeared into the shadows of self-doubt and despair. Days bled into weeks, weeks into months, each marked by a hollow ache in her chest. Her once bustling apartment became a tomb of quiet sorrow, her creative spark dimmed to a flicker. Friends tried to reach out, their well-meaning advice often feeling like distant echoes in the cavern of her grief. Samaira had built her identity around her relationship, and without it, she felt like an empty vessel, adrift and anchorless. The betrayal wasn't just in the act, but in the insidious way it had eroded her belief in her own judgment, her own worth. But as the title of the book promises, one day, life will change, and it does. The gentle spark of renewal. Enter Vivian, an entrepreneur, a visionary, and a man who sees beyond the surface. Their initial meeting was serendipitous, a chance encounter at a quiet cafe where Samaira, hunched over a forgotten notebook, was nursing a lukewarm coffee. Vivian, accustomed to the bustle of the business world, was struck by her quiet intensity, even amidst her evident sadness. When he eventually spoke to her, it wasn't with pity, but with a genuine curiosity that disarmed her. He didn't just see a broken woman. He saw potential. He saw strength buried beneath the scars. He saw someone who just needed a little light to find her way back. Vivian didn't try to fix her. He instinctively understood that healing wasn't about being repaired, but about rediscovering an inner wholeness. Instead, he walked beside her. He listened with an unwavering presence, letting her voice the pain and confusion she had bottled up for so long. There was no judgment in his eyes, only a quiet understanding. He encouraged her subtly, perhaps suggesting a new book, sharing an article that resonated with her past work, or simply offering a comfortable silence in which she could just be. He believed in her when she couldn't believe in herself, his faith a gentle hand guiding her through the fog. Slowly, with his support and her own nascent inner strength, Samaira began to rebuild. It was a painstaking process, like piecing together a shattered mosaic, but each small victory, each moment of renewed clarity, was a testament to her resilience. This isn't a fairy tale where love magically solves everything. It's a story of two people who help each other grow. Vivian, too, had his own wounds, his own past that he was trying to make peace with. He carried the weight of past professional failures and personal disappointments, a quiet determination masking his own vulnerabilities. He understood the isolating sting of setback, the fear of starting over. Together they became each other's safe space, a sanctuary where vulnerabilities could be shared without fear of judgment. Their conversations were a dance of tentative steps and profound revelations, building a foundation of trust that was both fragile and fiercely resilient. He offered her a mirror, reflecting the brilliant, capable woman she truly was, a reflection she had long forgotten. And in turn, Samaira's quiet courage in facing her pain helped Vivian acknowledge his own, fostering a reciprocal healing process. Reclaiming the fire within, Samaira's journey was one of profound rediscovery, a phoenix rising from the ashes of her despair. The initial steps were small, almost imperceptible. She began to journal again, not with the intention of creating masterpieces, but simply to give form to the chaotic thoughts swirling in her mind. Then, tentatively, she began to write again, first for herself, then for a small online community, and eventually, with growing confidence, for a wider audience. Each word was a brick in the foundation of her new self. She started to dream again, sketching out ideas, envisioning a future not dictated by past hurts, but shaped by her own aspirations. She learned to trust, not just others, but the most crucial person of all, herself. The book beautifully captures the raw, honest process of healing, the setbacks that felt like relapses, the small victories that shone like beacons, the moments of gnawing doubt that threatened to pull her back into the abyss, and the quiet triumphs that affirmed her progress. She learned that her worth was never tied to someone else's opinion of her, that she was enough, that she always was. This realization was a slow burn, not an instantaneous epiphany. It came through introspection, through Vivian's gentle but persistent belief in her, and through the increasingly audible voice of her own intuition. She began to see her past not as a failure, but as a crucible that had forged a stronger, more authentic version of herself. The scars remained, but they no longer defined her. Instead, they were a testament to her survival. Vivian's unwavering belief in her acted as a mirror, reflecting the strength she had forgotten she possessed. He saw the sharp intellect, the empathetic heart, and the tenacious spirit that had been obscured by sorrow. And in helping her rise, he too found healing. Witnessing Samaira's transformation allowed him to confront his own hesitations, to embrace his own capacity for connection and vulnerability. Their relationship was not built on dependency, but on mutual respect and growth, a shared journey where each celebrated the other's individual triumphs. It was a partnership of equals, where the goal was not to complete one another but to empower each other to become their fullest selves. Lessons that linger. This book is more than a love story. It's a profound reminder that pain is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, often one richer in wisdom and resilience than anything that came before. It's the fertile ground from which new growth can emerge. Healing is not linear. It's messy, slow, and deeply personal. There will be days when you feel like you've taken 10 steps back, but those moments are part of the process, not a sign of failure. Self-worth doesn't come from others. It comes from within. External validation is fleeting. True self-worth is an internal compass that guides you, regardless of external circumstances. The right people don't rescue you. They walk with you while you rescue yourself. They provide support, understanding, and a belief in your capacity. But the journey of healing is ultimately your own. No matter how dark the night, the sun will rise. One day, life will change. This isn't a naive optimism, but a profound truth about the cyclical nature of life and the human spirit's enduring capacity for hope. Emotional intelligence and inner growth. Saranya Umakanthan weaves emotional intelligence into the narrative with subtle grace, making it a powerful guide for anyone navigating personal turmoil. Samaira's transformation is not just external, it's deeply internal, a rewiring of her emotional landscape. She learns to set boundaries. This was a crucial step for Samaira, who had previously blurred the lines between her own needs and the demands of others. She learns to say no without guilt, protecting her energy and emotional well-being. Let go of guilt. The pervasive feeling that she was somehow responsible for her failed marriage began to dissipate. She understood that she was not to blame for another person's actions, and that holding on to that guilt only hindered her own recovery. Embrace vulnerability. Initially, Samaira saw vulnerability as a weakness that had led to her heartbreak. Through her interactions with Vivian and her own self-reflection, she learned that it is, in fact, a profound strength, essential for genuine connection and growth. Speak her truth. She finds her voice, not just in her writing but in her interactions. She articulates her feelings, her needs, and her opinions with newfound clarity and conviction, shedding the fear of judgment. Trust her intuition. After feeling betrayed by her own judgment in the past, Samaira slowly reconnected with her inner wisdom, learning to rely on her gut feelings as a reliable guide. These are not just lessons for the character. They're profound lessons for every reader who has ever felt broken, lost, or unworthy. The book subtly illustrates how cultivating these aspects of emotional intelligence can lead to a more resilient and fulfilling life. It's a testament to the idea that true strength lies not in never falling, but in the courage to pick yourself up, understand the lessons, and move forward with newfound self-awareness. Quotes that inspire. Here are a few lines from the book that capture its essence, words that resonate long after you've turned the final page. Sometimes, all you need is one person to believe in you, and everything changes. This quote highlights the transformative power of genuine support and faith. It's not about being saved, but about being seen and encouraged. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. This powerful statement encapsulates the core message of agency and resilience. It reminds us that while we can't control every event, we always have control over our response and our future. Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls your life. This line offers a realistic and empathetic view of healing, acknowledging that scars remain, but they no longer dictate one's present or future. It's about liberation from the past's grip. These words don't just stay on the page. They echo in your heart, serving as a quiet anthem for resilience and self-discovery. Why this book matters. In a world where people often wear masks and hide their pain, one day, life will change as a gentle reminder that it's okay to fall apart. It's okay to feel lost. It's even okay to despair for a while. But it's also possible to rise again, stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever. It offers a narrative of hope that is grounded in the messy reality of human experience, rather than a simplistic, sugar-coated fantasy. The book normalizes struggle and celebrates the quiet courage it takes to heal. This book is for anyone who has faced heartbreak, whether from a relationship, a dream deferred, or a profound loss. It offers solace and a roadmap for navigating the emotional wreckage. Anyone who has doubted their worth, feeling diminished by external circumstances or internal narratives. It serves as a powerful affirmation of inherent value. Anyone who is trying to rebuild their life from any kind of rock bottom, offering practical insights wrapped in a compelling story. Anyone who needs a reminder that they are not alone in their struggles, and that transformation is always possible. Thanks for watching Audio Mentor, where every book brings you closer to a better you. If you found value in today's summary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a chance to grow.